Well, that's me leaving Pilzone and Brescia, and I'm heading south. Temperature is 15 degrees, but I know it's going to get a bit warmer. I was debating whether to put another layer under my jacket, but I'm going to ride for a while and see how it gets. But that was a good couple of days. Went to Brescia yesterday, did a museum and a ride round, went to Lake Garda, and now I was tempted to stay here a little bit longer, but tomorrow is going to be really hot and really sunny, about 30 odd degrees. So the recipe today, Jim, is to go south. I'm heading for, it's sort of halfway in between Florence and Pisa. I can't remember the name of the place. Begins with a T. In fact, there's two places I'm going to look at. The one is on a farm, so I'm going to look at that first, and then if I don't like the look of that, there's another one. There's a bigger site, but usually with a bigger site they're more expensive. So that site I just stayed at, I can't remember the name because it was a long complicated name. That was €12 a night. Well, in fact it was nearly €40. You just pay a tourist tax as well, but wasn't bad. So yeah, the farm site I'm looking at, that's probably about €12. The bigger site I think is about €14, €15 a night, so we will see. Like I said, the bigger sites, they always ask for more money. One thing I've found surprising is Italy's not as cheap as I thought it'd be, to be honest. I mean, the prices in Italy, roughly I think all the prices in Europe are pretty fixed, to be honest. They're all pretty similar. Although what I did notice yesterday, I filled it with fuel, I noticed that petrol is a little bit more expensive than Germany and Austria. In fact, it was about €1.80 something a litre, which little bit of a shock to the nervous system. I find that in Italy the junctions are a bit strange. Yesterday I sort of overshot the occasional junction because I couldn't work out what it was. So the best thing to do, instead of just stopping and working out, just go past it and come back again. So, and I'm just heading on that autostrada there, which is going to take me towards Brescia, and then I'll divert south then. So today I could, on the main, you've got the main A roads, sort of autostradas as such, but you've also got big new autostradas which are toll roads, and I don't like paying for toll roads because firstly I'm doing this on a budget. The less I spend, the further I travel. Also, you've got to stop, you've got to get your gloves off, you've got to start fishing around in your pocket for some money, and then you get a queue of people behind you and they all get frustrated. So that's another reason why I hate toll roads. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because we're in a really long tunnel now. I'm going to put the music on. I'll speak to you soon. Well, that's me. I just got fuel, 17 litres. That costs 31.2 euros. That's 1.789 a litre. I must have just picked the wrong petrol station when I was in Brescia the other day. I quite like that. There's a few, I've seen them, quite a lot of them, just automated petrol stations, not manned. I just stopped at another petrol station just down the road, a couple of kilometres. It had a bit, fortunately I just saw it. It said no card, which was a good job because I just don't have enough euros on me at the moment. When I paid for my campsite, she didn't take a card, it was cash only, so she wiped me out of my cash. I've got about 20 odd euros on me, but that wouldn't have been enough to fill the tank. Anyway, I'm not far from Bologna, which is in that direction. I'm about halfway. In fact, what have I got to do? Distance to destination, 140 miles to go. It's been good. It was getting a bit chilly at one stage, but the temperature's just gone up to 23 degrees, which is nice. And I'm in the heart of Italy, and it's just agricultural. Other than that, it's just going to be a straightforward ride today because there's no amazing scenery. See all those mountains ahead? Well, that's Bolzano. I'm just going to skirt around it, then I'll be over towards Florence. But at the moment, all the scenery I'm seeing is just this agricultural land. I mean, it's beautiful, it's pretty, but I know that once I start getting towards Florence, the landscape will change. Everything's so green, it's wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely. I don't think the GoPro can just do it justice, to be honest. The colours, when you see it with the naked eye. And I've just arrived in Florence, or should I say Firenze. And as I was approaching Firenze, I could have carried straight on heading towards my campsite, which was maybe another 40-50 miles away, but I thought I'll just have a little ride around the city. And so what I'm going to try and do is find a vantage point so I can take a picture of the city below me. Anyway, gosh, Italy is an industrial powerhouse. I mean, I couldn't believe the amount of factories and industry in northern Italy. And then you come into the middle bit and it's just agriculture everywhere. I mean, Italy must be like one of the major bread baskets of Europe. It's so much agriculture. And then we started to get to Bologna, and it started to get a little bit hilly. But the thing with a lot of right, you've got your stradas. Your strada is like your normal road, like we're on now. Then you've got your tangenziali, which are like bypasses, dual carriageways that go around major towns and cities and things. And then you've got your autostradas, which are your toll roads. But coming around Bologna, there's lots of tangenziales, and lots of the roads have got high walls along them. Anyway, I didn't do any filming. I thought I'll save that for when I get to near Florence, because it's lots of greenery. But as I was approaching Firenze, I thought I'll go and have a look around. So, these traffic lights take forever. One of the most annoying things is people like to ride about 6 inches off your bum, off your rear wheel, which is a bit disconcerting sometimes. This guy's been on my tail for ages. I'm going to leave him now. Oh, these nice cool streets. It's about 25 degrees at the moment. And just coming into this street there where all the trees are, it's nice and cool. But aren't these trees lovely? It started off quite chilly today, but as I've come south, the day has got progressively warmer. That bus was going to stop for nobody. These wonderful piazzas with trees everywhere. Oh, look there, look what I see. I see a city. And I have a feeling that this is where everyone comes for their Instagram pictures. Let's find somewhere to park up. Well, as it was nearer, I thought I'd give the farm one a try, but it's full. So, full of Germans. The Germans always get there first. No, I'm only kidding. Anyway, it's full. So, plan B, which is 50 miles away, which is another campsite. This one was going to be cheap. It's going to be about probably 11-12 euros a night. I think the next one I'm going to is going to be a little bit more expensive, but there we go. Such is life. Here's me with road tyres on my bike. Feels weird being on this sort of gravel track with road tyres. Not far to go now. I see tarmac. Just got to keep off the front brake. Otherwise, I'll be on the floor. There we go, back on the tarmac. Hee-haw! Okay, 52 miles away to the next campsite. The time now is 4:52, so I should get there 6:10. I'll have to hustle because sometimes the receptions close at 6, so I'm gonna have to hustle. If I get to the campsite and it's closed, then I'm just going to have to wild camp for the night. There's plenty of places around. Look at that, that's a nice place. I could have camped there. But basically I wanted to base myself somewhere for at least 4 or 5 nights, because there's lots of things in this area I want to see. So I could wild camp for one night, which is fine, then go somewhere else. But I prefer to get somewhere where I can stay for 4 or 5 nights. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and listen to music, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. Heading to Pisa and Livorno, which is that way, but about halfway there I'm going to come off to a campsite which is down there. It's not far from the coast actually. So, shame about that campsite because it seemed quite peaceful and it was cheap. But and it was in this countryside. It was so quiet and the air was so warm. We were picking grapes off the vines as well, and according to the write-up you can get something to eat there. It's supposed to be really good food. Never mind, there's lots of mountains over there. And I'm heading towards the coast, so I'm going to shut up, going to listen to my music, and I'll speak to you soon. Well, that was unexpected. I'm not far from the campsite now. For the last 10 miles on this road, which is the SS439, absolutely amazing. About 10 miles of wiggly bits. A little early on I kept saying dozens and dozens of motorcyclists coming towards me, and I thought there must have been a motorcycle rally or something like that, because there's just loads of them. And I went through a village and there was loads of bikes there, and now I know why. It's this road. For the past 10-15 miles bikes have been going vroom 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 vroom, and the roads are just like this, and it's good tarmac as well. It's TT quality tarmac. If this was in the UK, they'd have average, the government would have average speed cameras on there. Gosh, some of those bikes have been coming past me at a heck of a rate of knots, but I didn't go too fast, but I enjoyed myself. You can't go too fast on a fully loaded bike. Right, now to find me campsite. If it's here, if it exists, if it's open. I've got a feeling I just passed a sign there, La Toscana, but I'm following my sat nav. What beautiful countryside, absolutely beautiful countryside. No, there's no bloody campsite there, is there? Let's try a bit further down. Ah, there we go. Right. The only problem with this bike, it's got the turning circle of the QE2, so you have to find a bit of extra road to do a U-turn, do a turn round. So here we go, this will do fine. No one coming. Fine old building, that. Lovely old buildings, all these farmhouses. Oh gosh, what a beautiful place to live. I fall in love with every country I go to. It says 500 meters this way. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not going down there, it's gravel. Let's go back again, see what's there. I've got a feeling I'll be wall camping tonight. We'll see. This beautiful countryside. So green and lush. Beautiful. Ah, open 24 hours, please call. And hello the internet, and hello to my subscriber. But before I go on, I just want to say a big hello to Elaine and Dave. and also to my mum, who's just got out of hospital as well. And I'll let you in onto a little secret. My mum plays these videos in the evening to keep the burglars away. Anyway, here I am. I am in beautiful Italy. I'm in Tuscany. And as the sun sets just on the hills behind me, you can just see the moon in the background, and it's lovely. And at the moment I'm at a place, it's a little bit south of Pisa. It's about 40 miles to the south of the southeast of Pisa, and about 60 miles to the southwest of Florence, and about 40 miles northeast of Siena. So I'm in the middle there of like a little circle of all the places I want to go and see. So tomorrow I'm going to go and see Pisa and maybe Florence, and then the next day I'm going to go and see Siena. We'll see how it goes anyway. But the journey today was easy. I left northern Italy in the morning. It was a bit chilly when I left, and we started making our way south. And what I decided to do, rather than going on to the autostradas all the way, I kept off the autostradas, so I was going cross country. It took a bit longer doing it that way, but I think doing it that way you see more of the countryside. And then as I got down to Bologna, that's when all the landscape started to change. Before then, from all the way from northern Italy down to Bologna, it's completely flat. Occasionally you see a factory, but more often than not it's just beautiful agricultural land, greenery as far as the eye can see, which was a beautiful thing to see. So got to Bologna, and that's when all the hills started, lots of tunnels as well going through all the hills and the mountains there. Then we get out away from Bologna and I started coming down southwest, and I was heading for Florence anyway. I was passing that way, but as I was passing Florence, I diverted off, had a quick ride around the city, went to the top there to get a beautiful picture overlooking the city, which was lovely. And I'm going to go back there in a couple of days' time, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, as I want to see more of the city. And after that, I got back on the bike. It was the south of the city is like a big hill, and everybody goes there to take their pictures for Instagram. And you get there, massive big car park, and it's just full of coaches and cars. Fortunately, on two wheels, you can just scoot through it there, find a place to park, no problem at all. And then you get to this beautiful little viewing area with all the balcony there, and you can look down over the city, and everyone's there taking all the selfies. And but looking over the city, it's a beautiful view. A wonderful city, and I can't wait to go. I lived in Italy, going back to the late 80s, early 90s. I lived in Italy for 2.5 years, living in Naples. So I know a little bit about Italy anyway, but I love the scenery, I love the culture, I love the warm weather, I love the food as well. So it's a bit of a trip down memory lane for me, this is. But and I've been to a lot of places before, but I wanted to go and relive the memory. I wanted to go and see them again. So especially this part of the area, I love Tuscany. It's really nice. Anyway, I'm at my campsite, and the campsite is on a farm, and everywhere around me there's all these olive trees. There's some grapes up there as well, but it's mostly olive trees, and it's on the side of a hill. But what the owner's done is put little flat bits here and there, and there's not many campers here because it's quite limited. Now yesterday, as I was getting down to this area, there was another farm that I wanted to go to, and I was heading for that farm because, like this, it's also a grape farm, olives and grapes, but also part of the package, I think, was an evening meal, and apparently the evening meals were beautiful. But best cuisine in the world, Italian food. It is the best cuisine in the world. Anyway, I got there and it was full up. And again, it's because it's a working farm, they've got limited spaces. So I always have a plan B, and that's when I came to this place. And when I got to the gates yesterday, the gates were locked, and I thought, oh, we're going to go to plan C, which is the wild camp. But then I noticed on the board outside saying phone this number. So I phoned the number, and it opened the gates for me remotely, and it came around a little bit later on. But on the way down, after I left Florence, as I started heading south towards this part of the world, I hit the S2E9, I think it's called, and all sort of afternoon bikers have been coming whizzing past me in the opposite direction. I thought there must have been a rally on or something like that. Just where's all these bikers coming from? And as I hit this road, all of a sudden I looked at my sat nav, and it just had squiggles everywhere. And very shortly, as soon as I hit the road, it was left after right after left after right after right, and I had about 15 miles of giving it lots of this, and it was beautiful. It was good tarmac as well, fantastic bit of road. And after a little bit of enthusiastic riding, can't get too enthusiastic because the Strom's fully loaded and it's got me on board. But after some enthusiastic riding, I got to the campsite and got settled. And here we are, and it's utterly beautiful. And the sun's just set, and I'm going to get a good night's kip, and I'm going to go sightseeing tomorrow. And the weather's been great as well. Today it got up to about 24, 25 degrees in the afternoon. So when I started off the day, I had my inners inside my jacket, and by lunchtime I'd had to stop and take the inners out of my jacket as well because I was starting to sweat a little bit. But I'm so glad to be here. So I'm going to be here for a few days, and then I'm going to head south. I may head over to Umbria, a place called Lake Trasimeno. But then after that, I'm going to head south to Napoli. After that, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, here I am in wonderful Tuscany. The sun has just gone down and the moon is high in the sky. I'm just going to go back and cook some food now, because on the way here, when you're in Italy, there's a chain of supermarkets called MD. They're a bit like Asda really, but it's really good prices. So just not long before I got here, there was an MD. I stopped, got some milk, got some fresh pasta, and tonight I've got tortellini with ricotta and spinach in it. Oh, I just love fresh pasta. Anyway, that's me here in Tuscany, and thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.